That's next weekend, Saturday, the 20th of May. It's the Katie Taylor headline fight, I believe, against Chantelle Cameron. That is for all of the super light straps. Josh, give us some thoughts and preview for this fight. Both undefeated. This is in Ireland. I think it's Katie Taylor's first time fighting over there in home country. So yeah, it should be a massive event over there. Give us your thoughts and predictions, please.
Yeah, massive, massive indeed. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a homecoming for Katie Taylor. We have the top fighter at 140 pounds versus the top at 135 pounds. So it's really a battle of two undisputed champions. And this was originally going to be Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, but Serrano ended up getting hurt. We know they put on an exciting fight last year, and it was one of those fight of the year candidates. And I think this one would have been huge as well, being that it was going to be taking place in Ireland. But we get a great consolation prize in Chantelle Cameron, Katie Taylor. Now, this was probably going to happen at some point anyway, and we're going to get it a little bit earlier than what that may have been. I think both have what it takes and are capable of pulling off the victory. Now, Katie Taylor, she's been in more of the battles, more of the back and forth, harder contests, of course. But Chantelle Cameron, she's a top level boxer. I think that she would bide her way in a manner of ensuring that she doesn't get into any of those exchanges that some Katie Taylor opponents have been susceptible to. So I think it's going to be a very tactical fight to a certain degree, and it'll be interesting. It's hard to pick who, because you always wonder when is the damage or the fight pace, the level of competition going to catch up with someone like Katie Taylor, who's now, I believe she's 35 at this point. So, assuming that Katie Taylor hasn't broken down in a way that won't allow for her to remain 100% on game through the entirety of this contest, then I would say she has to be the favorite, even though she is moving up, that this could serve her well. Chantelle Cameron, a decorated, she was a top amateur as well. Both of these individuals were. So I think we're just going to get a really good tactical matchup, and it's going to be a toss up. Really, to be honest with you, I think it's a toss up. I can't lean heavily in favor of either. I just think that we're going to get some questions answered there on fight night.
I'm not too privy with what the boxing odds are at the moment. I'll probably check them out at some point. But yeah, I would assume that Katie Taylor's probably a favourite, especially with it being in Ireland. Not that I'm saying that there's controversy or dodgy scorecards over there, because they've not had fights over there for such a long time. But looking at Chantelle Cameron's record, she's got a good win over Jess McCaskill from last year.
Yeah.
And then she'd been obviously just on the British, I assume, undercards of fight nights. But yeah, that's quite a big win over McCaskill for the titles. So Alex, give us your thoughts, opinions on this one and a prediction.
Yeah, no, definitely the odds are pretty close as I'm looking now. I'm seeing like minus 175 KD, Chantelle Cameron plus 125. So definitely, people thinking this is going to be a competitive fight. I've mentioned before, I'm not that heavily involved in women's boxing. I did see Chantelle's fight against McCaskill. Was it that her skills are that good, or was McCaskill just always not been that great of doesn't have the skills, I should say. This fight's going to tell, because when it comes to women's boxing, I think Clarissa Shields won, Katie Taylor 2. And I like Katie Taylor. She knows how to fight. So I'm definitely going to be tuning into this. May the best girl win, and may it lead to more big fights, because women's boxing is definitely, it's leaving a trail of fire, and it's only getting more popular and more competitive and more intriguing.
Definitely, they're at least matching with the best of the best in for the most part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and if I could add, yeah, certainly this is a common opponent, or Jessica McCaskill is a common opponent between the two of them, right? And
Mm.
the interesting thing is, Chantelle Cameron and Jessica McCaskill, that was a battle of two undisputeds as well. McCaskill came down from 147 to 140, and we have a similar case in here, except for it's Katie Taylor coming up to 140 from 135, two undisputed. So it's an interesting storyline behind it as well.
Oh, I had one more thing. They actually face each other in the amateurs in a European tournament, and Katie Taylor, I pointed her 28-10 back in 2011.
Okay,
Oh, back when they were counting the shots, huh?
Mm-hmm.
nice.